Two hunters are out in the woods when one of them collapses. He doesn't seem to be breathing and his eyes are glazed. The other guy whips out his phone and calls the emergency services. He gasps, "My friend is dead. What can I do?" The operator says, "Calm down. I can help. First, let's make sure he's dead." Back on the phone, the guy says, "Okay, now what?" Tim decided to tie the knot with his longtime girlfriend. One evening, after the honeymoon, he was organizing his golfing equipment. His wife was standing nearby watching him. After a long period of silence, she finally speaks. "Tim, I've been thinking. Now that we're married, maybe it's time you quit golfing. You spend so much time on the course. You could probably get a good price for your clubs." Tim gets this horrified look on his face. She says, "Darling, what's wrong?" "For a minute there, you were beginning to sound like my ex-wife." "Ex-wife," she screams. "I didn't know you were married before." "I wasn't." A man was driving down the road when a policeman stopped him. The officer looked in the back of the man's truck and said, "Why are these penguins in your truck?" The man replied, "These are my penguins. They belong to me." "You need to take them to the zoo," the policeman said. The next day, the officer saw the guy driving down the road. He pulled him over again. He saw the penguins were still in the truck, but they were wearing sunglasses this time. "I thought I told you to take these penguins to the zoo," the officer said. "I did," the man replied, "and today I'm taking them to the beach." A wife got so mad at her husband, she packed his bags and told him to get out. As he walked to the door, she yelled, "I hope you die a long, slow, painful death." He turned around and said, "So you want me to stay?" A member of Congress was cleaning out an old filing cabinet in his office when he came across a brass lamp. While dusting it off, a genie appeared and granted him 2 wishes. He thought for a moment and said, "I wish I was on an island surrounded by beautiful women." Poof! He was on an island with gorgeous women fawning all over him. "This is the life," the congressman sighed. "I wish I would never have to work again." And poof! He was back in his government office. The wife and I took a long, leisurely drive out to the country and pulled over to fill up our car's gas tank and tires. She was surprised to see that the station had a fee to fill the tires and asked me, "Why in the world do they charge for air?" I responded, "Inflation." A boy comes home from school at 7 p.m. "You're late. Where were you?" asked his father. "I was with Jessica," the boy said. "What were you doing?" Father asked. "We were just studying, Dad," the boy replied. After picking a snack up off the table, the boy says, "These fish cakes are spectacular." His father replies with a smirk, "Wash your hands, son. They're just donuts." A man playing on a new golf course got confused as to what hole he was playing on. He saw a woman and approached her and asked if she knew what hole he was on. She said, "I am on the 7th, and you are a hole behind me. You must be on the 6th. On the back 9, he got confused again and found the same woman and asked, "I am on the 14th hole. You must be on the 13th, she replied. The man saw the woman later in the clubhouse and asked to buy her a drink to thank her for her help. They got to chatting and he asked what she does. "I am in sales," she said. "I am in sales too. What do you sell?" he asked. "I'm not going to tell you. You will only laugh," she said. "I promise I won't," the man said. "I sell tampons," the woman admitted. The man fell on the ground laughing. "See, I told you you would laugh," the woman said, upset. "No, no," the man said. "I'm not laughing at that. I sell toilet paper, so I am still a hole behind you." If there are any idiots in the room, will they please stand up? said the sarcastic teacher. After a long silence, one freshman rose to his feet. Now then, mister, why do you consider yourself an idiot? Inquired the teacher with a sneer. Well, actually I don't, said the student, but I hate to see you standing up there all by yourself. A young boy enters a barber shop, and the barber whispers to his customer, "This is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch while I prove it to you." The barber puts a dollar bill in one hand and 2 quarters in the other, then calls the boy over and asks, "Which do you want, son?" The boy takes the quarters and leaves. "What did I tell you?" said the barber. "That kid never learns." Later, when the customer leaves, he sees the same young boy coming out of the ice cream parlor. "Hey, son, may I ask you a question? Why did you take the quarters instead of the dollar bill?" The boy licked his cone and replied, "Because the day I take the dollar, the game is over." What do you call a hobbit throwing a Labor Day party? It's just a little get-together. Why did the potato chip refuse to work on Labor Day? Because it wanted to be a couch potato. Why did the man bring a ladder to the Labor Day barbecue? Because he heard the stakes were high. Why did the pencil take a break on Labor Day? It needed to draw the line between work and play. Happy Labor Day, everyone! An MIT linguistics professor was lecturing his class the other day. In English, he said, a double negative forms a positive. However, in some languages, such as Russian, a double negative remains a negative. But there isn't a single language, not one, in which a double positive can express a negative. A voice from the back of the room said, "Yeah, right." A guy said to God, "God, is it true that to you a billion years is like a second?" God said yes. The guy said, "God, is it true that to you $1 billion is like a penny?" God said yes. The guy said, "God, can I have a penny?" God said, "Sure, just a second." 3 men were at the gates of heaven, but there was only room for one person. So St. Peter asked each of them how they died, and that whoever had the best story would get through. The first man told his story. "I was adamant my wife was cheating. I came up to my apartment on the 24th floor and walked in, only to find my wife by herself. I was pleasantly surprised until I saw a man hanging off the edge of the balcony by just his fingers. I went over to him with a hammer and hit his hands until he let go. He fell in some bushes and was still alive, so I grabbed my fridge and lifted it over the edge so it would fall on him. And after all that heavy lifting, I died of a heart attack." "Oh, that is terrible," said St. Peter as he turned to the next man. "What about you?" The second man said, "I was on my 25th floor balcony doing some yoga and I fell over the edge. I was hanging on by just my fingers when I saw a man coming over. I was so relieved, but then he started hammering my fingers and I fell in a bush. I was alive but very sore. He then threw a fridge over the edge onto me, and here I am." "That is just terrible," said St. Peter. "What about you?" he asked the third man. The third man replied, "Well, I was hiding in a fridge." Bye-bye. Scruffy Bat is over. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.